When coaching goalies, there's several tools that are critical to helping in their development. One of the worst things that you can do with your goalies is just give them shots, especially high-level shots. What we notice is the goalies tend to build what I like to call Band-Aid habits, right? Their biggest focus is just making the save as opposed to building the skills necessary to make the save, just like in school. What I want to show you are 4 tools that are absolutely critical at our practices that you can implement into your practices when you're working with your keepers or when they're working on their own. The first drill that we like to do, this is a great tool to have. It's a piece of string, roughly 20 feet in length, tied to both corners of the cage. What we do with this string is we put it flat on the ground, we pull it to a point, and we have our goalie in the cage facing that point. What this string shows is exactly what the shooter can see and the angles that the goalie is playing, right? When he's in the cage, he doesn't necessarily know what the cage looks like behind him. But as he plays his arc now, he can recognize exactly what I can see if I'm the shooter at the point. Typically, we may shoot here, but we may also just lob balls to allow him to experiment on his arc. So with this keeper here in the cage, I'm just lobbing to both. Each time he can see exactly how much of the net he's giving up. So if I shoot to that side, he can stop, look, recognize he's finishing far outside from the cage. A great thing to know from this drill. This string is movable. We can move it to different points. And he can now see what a shot would look like from the lefty shooter spot. Same type of thing, noticing exactly how much of the cage he's giving up. This drill can be done with shooting. We're just using this, so his total focus is stepping to that ball. And that's the string drill. As part of our goalie training and practices and individually for the goalies, we always build in footwork. This is great drills for goalies to do, maybe when you can't devote the time to them on the field. 2 parts I'd encourage you to have, 2 tools. Number 1, an agility ladder can be bought for fairly cheap on Amazon. Same thing with a jump rope. So when we're practicing and we want our goalies to improve and get reps, we may start them on the ladder. The key is building foot speed. So as you watch, our goalie can start to go through these ladder progressions. The biggest key is that he's building that foot speed in whichever mechanic he's doing. The pattern isn't as important as is the feet getting active in this drill. You'll notice he's in his ready position. He's keeping those hands out away from his body. We always say the legs are the locomotive. You notice his foot speed is improving as he does this progression of agility ladders. Once the goalie spends 4 to 5 minutes doing agility ladders, we want to keep increasing their foot speed by having them get on the jump rope. So when they spend 4 to 5 minutes on the ladder, they'll then go over to the jump rope, spend 3 or 4 minutes on that jump rope. Again, our focus, building quick foot speed. Just a basic pattern of jump ropes, they can get creative with it, but our hope is to really build that foot speed to improve the goalie's step body balance. And again, this is a great drill they can do without the supervision of a coach, but building skills necessary to make saves. A tool that's great for goalies and programs to have alike is an ankle band, as shown here with our goalie. This band can be bought online. And what we have our goalies do is put it around their ankles to work on the mechanics of what we call step body balance. So this drill can be done with or without ankle bands. It's especially great for those goalies that you may have that are having trouble bringing their back foot to the ball. So what we'll do is we'll start with a coach or another goalie, ball in their hand, and we're just gonna work on step body balance, lobbing it to each side. You'll notice what these ankle bands do. They bring resistance to that step, allowing our goalies to get more explosive, along with bringing their back feet width. If you can imagine what this will do once those ankle bands aren't on his feet anymore, he will be that much more explosive. We can bring repetition to high shots, but we can also bring repetition to low shots, forcing him to have to get down to that ball, creating that same muscle memory for step body balance. Again, this is great for goalies that are challenged with bringing the back foot. It forces it to snap with, but a great drill for goalies to do with a partner or with a coach.